I'm good, man. How about
I
yourself?
am doing pretty darn good. You guys gearing up for another season of America's Best Dance Crew?
Yes, sir.
And there's been some shakeup, some controversy on the show this season.
Well, we wanted to do some new things, so, we had to change it up.
Exactly. So who are the judges this year? We've got you locked and loaded, still in place.
Yes, and I still have the lovely little mama to my right.
Excellent.
And to her right now, we have a brand new judge, which I'm really excited about, which is Omarion.
Excellent. He's going to be good. I mean, he knows the whole. He's obviously a good singer, a good dancer, a good entertainer.
Yeah, first of all, he got his start dancing. Then he obviously turned that skill into a profession, and he ended up becoming an artist. So I think he brings a great perspective to the show. The fact is that he's been on stage, so he understands what the dancers are going through, but he's done it at a successful level, so he knows what it takes to connect with an audience as well. So
exactly.
I think he's going to bring a great perspective to the show.
Well, what do you think about all the controversy surrounding the old judge Shane Sparks? Are you privy to any of that info, or is it just a sad situation?
I just think it's just an unfortunate situation. I really, I've kind of kept my nose out of it because that's something that I don't want to pass judgment on. I'd rather stick to the dancing and leave it at that.
Exactly. I mean, I'm in the same boat too. It's like, nobody. I mean, we obviously don't know what happened yet. And I mean, obviously he seems like a good guy, but you don't want to defend him not knowing what he might have done, and you don't want to condemn him not knowing what might have happened. So.
That's pretty much where it's at. But as far as the show is concerned, the show is in great shape. Though the fact is, we got a fantastic judge in Omarion. Again, and the fact is that I think even better for the show is that people know Omarion's body of work, so they'll know where he's coming from when he makes his judgment calls. It's not like they don't understand what he sees because they understand him because they know who he is and what he's done and what he's gone through.
Yeah, that's one of the big things with like Simon on American Idol. Simon's a great judge, but I get asked all the time, like, what has Simon done? Like, why is he special? It's like
Simon's been in the business for years and years and years, and he's seen talent come and go. And at this point, obviously he's cranking out some of the biggest artists in the world now. Because of American Idol and being attached to that, and because of the X Factor, he really has essentially raised now some of the biggest stars of this generation.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But a lot of people don't know that. So like that's what's cool about Omarion is like they see that and they're like you.
He did it in the public eye, yeah. But for every, you got to remember, for every artist that you see standing on the stage, there's a team of people that have worked tirelessly to put them in that position.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There's producers in the studio that some people have big producer names, like a Timbaland or a Neptunes or things like that. But there's also a million other producers that are low key that have made great records, that people don't know about. So
exactly.
I think people understand it, but I think the fact that Omarion is known will kind of clue people into what he's looking for a little bit more.
Definitely. Is the competition, do you think, going to be as good this year as it has been in past years? Some people are saying, with the show going on as long as it has, most of the good dancers have already either been turned away or made their way through the show. I
couldn't disagree more, actually. The fact is that people have also had something to watch and something to prepare for. The fact is the first season, nobody knew really what the show was going to be, and then we cranked out the Jabberwockies, and then people didn't know, well, you can't beat that, and then all of a sudden, we end up, having Super Crew, which ended up having the #1 B-boy in the country, and so there's always going to be talent out there because this is something that can be reinvented. The fact is that there's a million different dance styles, there's a million different ideas floating around out there, and you can't capture it in just a handful of episodes, and that's why the thing lives and breathes, because people are watching the show and getting inspired and saying, okay, I see that, now I have to beat that. And that's what these kids are doing. They're really watching the show and going, okay, well, if they won, they've already seen that. Now I have to do something better. And so I think the show actually gets better as it moves forward.
Yeah, I always remind people of American Idol. Like, look, every year they've got great new talent. And also, like you said there could be people out there that are on this season that might not even have been a group before the beginning, and that, inspired them to come together. There could be...
it's kind of like, it's a competition. It's a sport, and the way people played football 40 years ago isn't the way they play today, and the way that people played basketball 40 years ago isn't the same way they play it today. It's like before people were throwing foul shots underhand, all of a sudden somebody decided to switch it to overhand and the game's brand new again. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what's going on with the show. People see something and they go, okay, but now I have to change it. Now I have to put my mark on it and make it better. And that's essentially what happens every season.
We're talking to JC Chasez about America's Best Dance Crew. JC, what else are you up to other than judging on the show? What's going on in life?
Well, it's a brand new year, so
there's been some.
It's exciting, I've decided to work on some other projects. I'm always writing and things like that, and I've been writing for other artists and things like that over the last couple of years. But I think I might pop back in the studio and start working on some stuff for myself, which I haven't done in quite some time. But I'm just continually working on the show, working in the studio, and on whatever comes my way.
Very cool. There's been some gossip reports that you're broke these days. Are there any truth to that, or is that just typical gossip stuff?
Typical gossip stuff. People are bored and gotta literally make nonsense up.
Yeah, they do it about. It was Nick Lachey yesterday. You last week. Somebody new every day of the week, and you can't. I imagined it wasn't true, but I wondered if there was some basis for it, like your credit card got denied at the pet shop or something. No. Just out of nowhere, man. Well, hey, I think what you're doing is still awesome, man. I love to hear you back in the studio doing some of your own stuff, and I love America's Best Dance Crew, and it premieres Thursday night, tonight, 8 o'clock, Season 5 with JC Chasez, judging it all. JC, thanks again for talking to us, man, and good luck this season.
Thanks, buddy.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.